Have you ever stopped to think, why do good people always seem to have the worst luck? But then you look at the other side, why do the evil, cunning ones always end up winning? If you've watched the movie The Founder, you know exactly how Ray Kroc exploited the McDonald brothers' naivety. He played dirty with contract loopholes, seized the rights to their name, and eventually he kicked the founders out of their own company. And look at the result. McDonald's is a massive success today. Even world-class icons suffer from the exact same misfortune. Just look at Taylor Swift. In 2019, the master rights to her first 6 albums were seized by Scooter Braun. In the end, Taylor had to spend nearly $360 million just to reclaim the rights to her own music. This is a bitter truth, and it is happening everywhere. At work, you might be the hardest worker. Always smiling, always helping. But when promotion time comes, don't be shocked if the one who gets the raise is the hypocrite who just knows how to kiss up to the boss. So don't wonder why so many bad people succeed. It is because good people are too naive, too easy to trick. The moment you show a crack, the cunning ones will destroy you and use you to get ahead. So, here is the real question. In this world, does being a good person simply mean you are destined to struggle? Or is the problem actually the system itself? A modern world that is so corrupt and has gone completely out of control. From the moment we are born, we are trained to be good. If you lose something valuable, just let it go. If someone stabs you in the back at work, just smile and turn the other cheek. We often tell ourselves, karma will get them eventually. Or, let God handle it. And honestly, this mindset isn't exactly wrong. It acts as a shield. It brings us peace of mind when tragedy strikes. But then, there is one philosopher, Friedrich Nietzsche, who saw things differently. He would tell you, you aren't being good, you are just being weak. According to Nietzsche, this mindset is born from religious dogma. We are constantly taught to forgive, to accept, to surrender. But Nietzsche, he argued this is actually toxic. Why? Because to him, that is the mindset of the powerless, what he famously called slave morality. In his book, he introduced 2 opposing concepts, master morality and slave morality. Now, what did Nietzsche consider good? It is to be powerful, to have wealth, to have influence. Do not be weak. Have pride. This is the code of the strong, what he called the master morality. Slave morality, however, is the exact opposite. You see, the masses, the slaves, lack power. They lack wealth. They cannot compete with the strong. So, what is their only weapon? They flip the script. They take the master's strength and ambition and label it evil, while their own weakness, their submission, their obedience, their inability to fight back, they rebrand that as goodness. And that is the core of slave morality. Let's keep it simple. Deep down, you actually want to be rich. You want power. If you were handed a seat in Congress today, you'd probably take the bribes too. But your subconscious has been fed this slave narrative for so long that you gave up on your dreams. You convinced yourself that being weak is virtuous, that losing is noble, that being poor makes you holy, just waiting for some reward in the afterlife, right? But secretly, you know the truth. You are only good because you are too weak to be dangerous. Now here's the twist. In the modern era, it's not just masters and slaves anymore. A new player has entered the game, the priest, and we will expose them in the next chapter. Because the good people are weak, they search for protectors, someone to speak for them. Nietzsche called this group the priestly caste. Today, they don't just wear robes. They appear as pop idols, activists, gurus, influencers, or intellectuals with fancy degrees. The weak masses hope these priests will save them, and these figures brand themselves as heroes, as champions of the people. But here's the plot twist. Nietzsche warned that the priest is actually the most evil and hateful of them all. Have you noticed? The idols you used to worship are now betraying you. They don't represent you anymore. They have joined the oppressors. The activist who fought the system, now they are the politician running the system. The religious leader who preached humility, now they are chasing corporate profits. The wholesome influencer, now they just farm drama for clicks. It's the same pattern everywhere. Now, to be fair, it's not always negative, but let's be real, it is rarely positive once they get a taste of fame or politics. The philosopher René Girard explained this perfectly. He said, "Humans are mimetic creatures. We are just copy-paste machines. Your idol, that priest class you worship, is actually no different from the oligarchs they claim to hate. They taste the money. They taste the power. They taste the fame. So don't be surprised when they eventually sell out, join politics, and become part of the very system they used to fight. But wait, my idol is different. They criticize the government. They fight with the establishment shills on Twitter." Ah, yes, that is the interesting part. It might look like they are enemies, but according to Girard, they are identical. As the saying goes, it's just same shit, different toilet. Their beliefs might look different on the surface, but their methods to get what they want, identical. They are both thirsty for attention. They both farm engagement, they weaponize social media algorithms, frame specific narratives, and fuel endless public screaming matches. If you really think about it, they are two sides of the same coin. This is why we have the term performative activism. They aren't creating change. They are just riding the wave. Empty gestures for likes. The public fights in the comments, but they are the ones profiting from the traffic. And where does that leave us? The good, weak people? We are just spectators, being pitted against each other for their entertainment. And who loses in the end? We do. The ordinary people. Not the masters, not the priests. It is always the slaves who pay the price. So, you finally realized the truth. All this time, you weren't virtuous. You were just harmless. And those protectors, the priests and influencers you looked up to, they can't save you. They're too busy saving their own bank accounts. So the question remains, do you have to become a villain to stop being a fool? Do you have to be evil just to succeed? Of course not. Nietzsche never asked you to be a criminal. He asked you to evolve, to become the Übermensch. What does that mean? It means having your own mind, your own dreams. It means being free, unchained from the opinions of the herd or the old dogmas that keep you small. The difference between the weak, nice guy and the Übermensch is competence. You must have the will to succeed and the skills to back it up. So, chase that career, build that wealth, sharpen your intellect, and please, stop saying money doesn't matter, only a pure heart matters. Especially when you secretly crave the wealth you pretend to hate. That is the definition of slave morality. The goal is simple. Be good because you choose to be good, not because you are too weak to be anything else. Remember the old samurai saying, "It is better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war." Become dangerous and then control it. That is true virtue. I'm PB Doc. Thanks for watching.